There are two different ways to make two-piece sleeve lining for blazers. Hi, I'm Jin. Welcome to Pant Studio 101. This channel is all about pattern making. Let's talk about sleeve lining patterns, especially for a blazer sleeve with a vent. You know, the vent with buttons and buttonholes. Lining patterns are not the same as the self, right? And because you are not going to see the lining from the outside, it doesn't really matter in terms of design. But construction-wise, some factories have their own preference. If they can reduce one little step, they can save a lot of time, which means money. When it comes to mass production, efficiency is everything. I'm going to explain the blazer's sleeve lining in general first, and we'll show you two different types of sleeve lining. This is an example of sleeve patterns. Two-piece sleeve with a vent. This is a top sleeve. This is a undersleeve. The top sleeve vent will be folded, so you will not see this from the outside. This is a undersleeve vent. You will have buttons here. These red color patterns are sleeve lining patterns. I have a video on how to draft two-piece sleeve lining patterns, episode 60. And I also have a video on how to draft sleeve vent, episode 54. I'm going to put the link in the description box. And here are some key points about sleeve lining patterns. For the top part, sleeve cap can be a little bit lower than the self, maybe 1/4 of an inch, because you're going to have a shoulder pad. And for the underarm point, go up about 3/8 of an inch or 1/2 of an inch because of the self seam allowance. So your lining pattern will like this. A little bit lower than self on the shoulder point, a little bit higher than self at the underarm point. And bicep wise can be the same or just 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch bigger in total. And let's go down to the hem. As I said in the beginning, this vent on the top sleeve will be folded. So for the lining, you have to cut out this vent part. And for the undersleeve, the self and lining will be the same. This is a very common method to draft sleeve lining patterns. But for sewers, especially when it comes to mass production, a lot of factories prefer to have these type of linings. Let's compare those two. On the top part, they are the same. But if you see the vent, there's no 90-degree angles, right? Because you're going to fold this vent, the lining is shorter than the self. So you're going to stitch those two lines. And then you connect to the bicep smoothly. So there is actually shortage here, this triangle shape. Instead, you add extra to the undersleeve. Once you stitch those two seams, basically the bicep and forearm and hem width are the same, self and the lining. But for sewers, it's easier because there's no corners to stitch. Another case, if you want to have undersleeve vent folded, then your lining doesn't have to be come out to here. So this part will be folded, then those two seams will be stitched together, right? If you make sleeve patterns this way, the garment will be like this. From inside, you will see self fabric, both vent. If you make patterns like this, then the garment will be like this. From the end of the vent, it's kind of a straight seam to the bicep. If your pattern is like this, then the garment will be like this. you will see 90-degree angle stitching on top of the vent. They are all the same if you see from outside. They're just different constructions depending on how you draft the vent construction. If you want to have PDF written instructions for my YouTube tutorials, go to my website and join my membership. Every Wednesday, when my new video drops, I send PDF written instructions to your inbox. I put the QR code for every instruction so you can easily find the video tutorial from the instruction. With time, you will build a huge pattern making library like your own book. patternstudio101.com/YouTube. The link will be in the description box. This channel is totally dedicated for young professionals to take their pattern making skills to the next level. Have a wonderful week. See you next time.